What's up, guys? As promised, this is my long-term review of the Cap 2 and the Cap 1. And I've used these basically since they've come out. And I've kept on saying in my videos, I'm gonna do a long-term review. Here is this video right here. All right, so get your popcorn and your chips. We're gonna go through my whole entire everyday carry setup. I'm gonna show you what I carry in my backpacks, and then we'll walk all around these great organizers, and I'll try to pull this video up close so everybody can see what this thing can carry, what it's good for, and if there's any questions out there, leave them down there in the comments. On the table, I got a lot of stuff going on, but I want to show you a couple of knives at first. This is the American Lawman, probably one of the greatest folding knives, everyday carry folding knives out there, and it's the reason why it's a great blade, and this it's S35 VN steel. I think I'm remembering that correct. Great grip on this. I got bigger hands. This fits in my hand really well. Really like this knife by Cold Steel. And also I have the Spidey Chef. You know, for those guys that want to get into everyday carry knives, these are two great ones. They're a little larger. I have some smaller ones, but these are just two great choices. I just want to put those on the table for some appeal, a little bit of demonstration. So I think with these two things, let's get them off the table because I got a brand new set of them, right? I got a brand new set of the Cap 1 and the Cap 2, thanks to Evergoods. Evergoods sent me out two new ones that can tell the color difference. That's the green and this is the black. You know what I'm saying? So you can definitely see the difference. And it's nice to switch up things from time to time. You get what I'm saying? They are set up the same exact way as the old black ones, but I'm glad to see Evergoods doing colors in these, and it's not like an exclusive drop. It's just what it is. So we'll walk all around these things. So let's start with the one that came out first, which was the Cap 2, right? What made this so great is it's padded all around, and it just had like this. It felt like more of like an origami organizer, and it just functions so well. It's got two slip pockets on the outside here, a little 2x2 patch on the outside. Still not in love with the 2x2 patch. I would have liked to see the standard size. It's got a grab on the bottom and a place where you can actually attach a carabiner, and it's got a grab on the top as well. Also on the top, it's got a zipper that leads into one of the sections in the inside of it. Yeah, that's high-vis lining inside this one. Right, it's a lot different from the actual older one. So we'll open up, in this zipper line, I gotta kind of stress the points about every kind of thing that's in this organizer, because it's just been considered so much. Pretty much every aspect of this organizer was thought through, and you can feel it. I don't know if you can, when you use it, you can just tell that someone really thought through every design of this organizer right here. Ooh, oh my God, that thing will burn your eyelids out. But high-vis lining, you guys already know, high-vis lining was my thing. Way back in 2019 and 18, I was like, high-vis lining, everything. They have gone above and beyond with the high-vis lining in this thing. I don't know if they specifically made it for me, but yeah, this is great. So let me walk through. So you got this like zipper compartment here, and it's got a leash in it. This one's kind of different from the old black ones because it's got a black leash in it, because it shows up on that bright orange fabric on the outside. I'm going to talk about the fabrics and all of that. I'm going to just flash it up on the screen. This is just more of a talk. We're just talking about stuff. So that I showed you this zipper on the top, on the outside. That leads into this pocket right here. So you can see how that kind of lines up. It is a triangle. So there you go. So the organization is great. So I showed you this one pocket right here in the front. Then you have this divider section that freely moves, and it's not attached to the bottom of the organizer. So you can kind of push it forward or push it back depending on what you want to do. There's pockets right here on the outside of it. Sometimes when I stick things in these little pockets, it kind of wants to fall out because it doesn't have any like type of closure system, but that's just what it is. And then there's a pocket here as well. Smaller items, SD cards, stuff like that will fit in there great. And then you have a zipper on the actual divider itself, and this lining is so bright. It makes it even hard for the camera to pick up. But yeah, there's a little pocket right there. So you could probably stick some smaller stuff in there. You do have this tag on there, Evergoods, right? It shows all of the specs and everything on about the actual about the actual product. What I did notice though on here is I'm not seeing the year anymore. On the it used to show the year on them. Like let me show you the other cap too. It will show you the year. Like this one, I think was produced in 2003, right? 2003. This one doesn't have that year up in the corner anymore. So it is what it is. Don't need the year. But you do have pockets back here. Nice size pockets. Let's put up, I got a couple of things to compare, do size comparisons. And we'll do size comparisons for the Cap 1 and the Cap 2 right now. Why not? So got like a deck of cards. So you can kind of see what that looks like on there. Turn it this way. You know, it's like it's like 2.5 decks of cards. How about $1? Regular dollar. Let's put that up there. You can kind of see what that is, you know. And we'll put the dollar over here. So you can kind of see on the Cap 1 what that looks like. And then we'll put the cards up there. I got 2 sets of cards, so we could actually put 2 sets of cards on there. You could see that it is 2 sets of cards big, maybe a little bit more, 2.5 sets of cards. So that's kind of the size. Those are like things that most people have in their house. You can kind of reference what it is. Now that's the Cap 2, and we kind of walk through everything that's on the Cap 2. Great hinge on the back of this that makes that triangle shape. There's nothing really here on the back. And then let's talk about the Cap 1. This came out later, right? The Cap 1 came out later, and it's like a folding book style, right? The quality is the same. Excellent. You can see this kind of, it's taped all the way around the edges right here. It's got the same 2x2 patch right there. Great. Now this material, Evergoods is like, they're the bag nerds of all bag nerds. For real. This material on the outside, the same thing with the black one, feels great. It's a nylon material, but it's got this silky smoothness. It slides in most bags. It's great. Now on the back, you have a grab here. I've seen people actually even turn these into like clutch purses and stuff by attaching like a carabiner here or a clip here and also a clip here. And they've kind of made like a little clutch or a sling bag. What makes this thing great is these magnets right here. They put a lot of effort into these magnets. Now, these organizers are kind of expensive. Not kind of expensive. They are expensive. They're $75 for each one of them. And I say that because you got to really look at the design of this. I'm not trying to sell it. I'm just saying that I've tried my best to find a different organizer. You notice that the other black one had a 2003 date is because I've sold them and then I had to come and get them back because I can't find something that organizes my stuff as well as these two organizers do. And that's the truth. It's the truth, right? So the magnets right here. They're just small. It's a stack of small little magnets inside of here. This is like a laminate. It's multiple layers of fabric. And when you put items in this and it gets a little bigger, like a little bigger, these magnets attach themselves at different points. And it allows this thing to expand and it doesn't look odd. That's my thing, because most of the time when you put larger items in an organizer, it starts to look really weird. You know, like it's out of place. Like why are you trying to stick this in me? You know what I mean? Like why? It's too big. No pun intended there, right? So you still have that, tag in the inside. You got two sides to this. One, side two. In the middle, you have a little pin slot. I don't use this pin slot that much because I have a specific purpose for the cap one. But on the side, you still have the inside zippers. The zippers on the inside of these are number 5, I believe, or number 6. I can't remember. So you got that zipper, and then inside of this one section, you have a little divider. So you put your items here in the front where my hand is, and then you can remove this divider and put items here as well. And this whole thing has dimension. Like this one section, you see that extra space, this extra fabric up here, extra dimension for your items to actually fit in. So we went to that section. On this side, it's just a little bit different. You still do have the divider in the back. So I got my finger over it. It's kind of sewn in. But you have two separate sections in the front right here. So you see that's section 1, and then over here is section 2. It's a little bit smaller for some smaller items. But yeah, so let's talk about my use case, right? On these two organizers. I use the cap 2 usually for all of my electronics, right? For in a backpack, an everyday carry backpack. I use the cap 1 for all of my hygiene and medical supplies, all right? So I'm going to show you right now what I usually carry in my backpacks. Like every time I'm pulling out these, like this cap 1, cap 2, then when I'm pulling out my backpacks when I'm doing a review, these are the things that I'm carrying, all right? So, and I'm also going to throw in some items that I might not carry as much, but I want you to be able to see what will all fit, right? Okay, so like I said, cap 1 I use for all of my medical and hygiene type of things. So one of these things that I found that I really enjoy using is because I have kids is these dude wipes. They're not just specifically for my son because he's about to turn 6. But yeah, I'll put these dude wipes right here. It's like the perfect spot for them. Right here, I'm really familiar with this organizer, so I'll stick these in here. Excuse the noise, but yeah, I'll stick those in there. There's a perfect spot for them. So I stick about 3 of those right there. So when his nose starts to run or whatever, I have him. Then I have a mask. Sometimes when you go to the doctor's office, still, we're in 2024. The doctor's office, they still want you to have a mask on, right? So I stick that in there. So if I have to go into a place where they require a mask, I have one. Now, in this slot back here, so we still have a lot of dimension. Back here. So I would stick some of my smaller items like Purell fits down in there. And I stick them in like a specific way down in there, right? Then Tic Tacs will go down in there. I'm trying to make sure I get it in the camera. Then I also have some Advil. I can stick that down in there like that, kind of just lining everything out up. My Burt's Bees for my lips, sticks that down in there, and also Nivea hand cream goes down in there. And I think that's about it, right? For that one side. And I zip that up, and that's all on one side. Now for this side, this is gonna go to more of like the medical things that I probably use a lot more. So I have a little boo-boo kit. It's got it's got some aspirin in it. It's got some Band-Aids. Of course, you guys can see that. I stick that in the front of the little flap because that's probably what I'll be accessing the most. The other things from my medical kit, I probably don't access that often. So I have some hemostatic gauze for anything that's bleeding. I can put some hemostatic gauze on it, right? I have the SWAT T tourniquet right there. Guys, don't come after me because I carry the SWAT T tourniquet. I know it's not the industry standard, but look how small this is. It's great and it's portable. I know how to use it. That's why I carry it, right? I'm still probably going to get comments down there. I have a little bug repellent, right? I'll stick that in there. And I keep also some disposable gloves. We'll stick that down in there. And then also carry, this is an EpiPen for my son. Stick that down in there. That looks kind of full, right? It's kind of full. We're getting it maxed out to the top. And I have one more item that I usually carry in this organizer. So we'll stick that. And that's these little two floss things, right? Little two flosses. We'll stick these two flosses on the other side, more with the hygiene stuff on the back side. We'll, you know what? We'll stick it in there with the mask. We'll stick it in there with the mask because it masks in there by itself. It's kind of hard doing this behind the camera, but yeah, stick that behind there and zip it up, right? That's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff, right? Hygiene is all taken care of. You can do your electronics in there. If like you have a kind of a slim system, this is perfect for your electronics as well. But I found that it's perfect for my hygiene medical stuff. A lot of stuff in there. It just buttons down, and yeah, look, it's closed on this side, definitely. On this side, it's a little fatter. It's kind of off, but I think I can close it down a little more even. So yeah, so you can kind of feel those magnets like click because they're all, different steps. There's like a step system there. But yeah, super flat. And I stick this in the front of the bag. You know that odd ass pocket that's on the GR1? That's the this is what I stick in there. So yeah, let's talk about, so that's one, that's the cap one done. Let's talk about the cap two. Really unique. And one thing that makes this organizer unique is the fact that it can take a full set of headphones. But we're not there yet. All right. So we'll zip this down and I'll set it up just like how I usually set my bag up, right? In here on the keychain, I take my office keys. Guys trying to copy my office keys off of the video, good luck trying to get in. All right. So I'm going to lay that in there. It lays in there. I do carry a full set. I don't know if those considered a full set, but I do carry a set of scissors because I mail a lot of packages and I want to have scissors with me, right? I'll also carry a spork. This is one of those Yuko sporks. It's got the spoon on one side and then a little fork. I think it even has like a little knife part on the edge here, so you can use that. That's perfect for your longer items. This whole pocket is perfect for your longer items. Now we'll zip that up. And I also carry the in-charge cable right here. So these things have kind of taken over like all cords because they have multiple charging ends. You kind of just pull the tip out. I'm sure you guys have seen it. And it changes it to like USB-C, the Apple USB-A is on this side. You can do USB-C to USB-C. I put that in the back. Like, let me slide this up. I put that in the back here. Right? That goes perfectly in the back. The Nitecore NU10000. I've been swearing by this battery bank. I have actually two of them. One I use for my backpacks and one I use for my sling bags. And then my wife Irene has one as well. So I stick that right there. That's pretty much all of my charging needs. I got one more thing that I use for charging, and that's this Anker power brick. This is an older one. It still has the IQ feature on it, but it only charges 30 watts. I need to upgrade this, but I'll stick that right here in this section in the middle. Something I got from my mom is carrying a measuring tape. She always used to carry like this tailor or seamstress, whatever, measuring tape. It's super lightweight, and I know that there's different systems or different ways to carry measuring devices, but that's a great one. So I stick that in those little small pockets right here in the front, and it usually stays there. A bandana, great bandana. I'll stick that right here in the center. In that pocket, it slides in there, actually no problem at all. I got this system kind of dialed in, guys, because I've been carrying this stuff for so long. So this is a AA battery. I carry this because sometimes I always tell you guys I like the Lumitop EDC tool flashlight, the AA version, right? So I carry this as a backup. It does have a rechargeable USB-C battery inside, but I definitely like to carry a backup just in case something pops off And I need extra light. I carry this koala microfiber cloth. They actually work. They, like it's hard to find these microfiber cloths that work to wipe off your screens or your glasses. Irene wears glasses. I'm not too glasses yet, but I'm getting there. I think I need to schedule myself for an appointment. For real. Let's stick this in the back here. Let's stick that in the back there. I do carry around a couple of patches from the channel. I think there's been one time when somebody recognized me on the train. It was like, "Excuse me, are you George Defined?" And I was like, "Yeah." But I was testing a bag and I didn't have my patches with me. I wanted to give the guy a patch and I didn't have them. So whoever you are, guy, you're entitled to a patch. I don't know. You were going to Virginia and I was going into the to the rest of the city, and yeah, you're owed a patch. I don't know how I'm gonna get it to you. I switched these, right? These are the Sony XM4s. I think I've been saying in the last couple of videos. For the longest time, I had the Sony XM3s, which are great. They're still great, and I think you could pick those up for like $100. Now in Best Buy, you can pick these up for $2. So I sold my older ones, the XM4s, and I went with the XM3s, and I went with the XM4s, and so that's that. So these can kind of fit in the inside. They kind of odd. They don't sit all the way down inside of the organizer, but it will allow you to zip it up. So that's kind of what I'm traveling with in the inside of my bags. So let's zip it up. Zip it up. I'll turn it around so you guys can see me zip it up. Yep. Yep. So there you go. I don't put anything on the outside of these pockets. I find them to be a little short. A little short. Like if you wanted to put a pen or something, I guess you could stick some money in the outside because you like a folded dollar would fit on the outside. Or see, this is too large. This notebook, so you can't stick anything. Even though that pocket is perfectly sized for this, it won't fit in there. So I don't necessarily know what you put on the outside here. I mean, if you have smaller eyes, like if I wanted to put another patch right here, you could do that, One thing that I always talk about is this odd size of the patch because I think we all kind of gathered and said, 3x2 is our standard size, and Evergoods comes out with a 2x2. But whatever. These organizers are great. Great, great, great. Civic access pouch is what what the full name is. I always call them cap, but yeah, Civic access pouch. These are both great. Yes, $75 is expensive but for what these things do, I mean, guys, I'm trying to tell you, it's really hard to replace them. Here's some alternatives, right? This is a great organizer as well. This is the Bellroy Compact, right? That's a great size, and it carries a lot of my stuff. You can't fit full-size headphones in it, though, But this carries most of my tech most of the time. Then, as a replacement for the Cap 1, I could recommend the GORUCK wire Dopp kit in the mini size, but still, once you put stuff in this, it kind of wants to balloon out. And it gets really fat on the edges. So there's no way I can put all of the stuff that I put in the Cap 1 into this and then for it to still kind of maintain its form. I would say though, so I still think that these are at the top of the game. Durability, the ability to adapt and put different things in them. If you want the Cap 1 to be your electronic kit, you can do that. If you want the Cap 2 to be electronic kit, you can do that. You just need one of them. You can do electronics and whatever else you carry in your bag in either one. They both are great. I would like to see, though, this is just a suggestion. I would like to see that they have like a junior version of them. I know that like the only way that they could do that is like because they messed the name, but maybe a Cap 0.75. Like if it was a third of the size because I love this, right? But sometimes I want to scale it down, or maybe you're not carrying as much as you're carrying as I am. Maybe 0.75, and then for the cap 2, can we get a cap 1.5 where it's maybe like this size, because this is very convenient. This Bellroy compact tech case is very convenient. I would love to see this type of technology, the same setup in the cap 2, but this size. But yeah, man, that's my only suggestion. I really don't, you hadn't heard me complain a lot about these two organizers because it's really hard to find any faults in these because they're so great. And I don't really think there's anything else in the market like them. I know back in the day, they tried to copy, some of the organizers that were out there. Like you would see Chinese companies pop up and copy. I haven't seen anybody successfully copy either one. No, there's no Amazon deals for $15.99 that you can kind of take and replace this. This is very unique, and so is the cap. The cap 1 and the cap 2 are very unique, guys. That's all I got. I wanted to show you what I'm carrying in my everyday, how these things work out for me. If you see anything that you want to incorporate, great. If you see anything that I'm missing, leave it down in the comments. I definitely am checking out other people's videos to see what they carry on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, and that's all I got, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.